Here we are given sets A, B, and C, and asked to indicate whether each statement is true or false. For a quick review, a set is a collection of distinct objects called elements of the set. A set can be defined by describing the contents or by listing the elements of the set enclosed in curly brackets. So for this first row, this symbol means is an element of. We read the first statement as 3 is an element of A. So we look at set A, and since 3 is in set A, 3 is an element of A is true. The next statement is 10 is an element of B. So now we look at set B and see if 10 is in set B. Notice how 10 is not in set B, and therefore 10 is an element of B is false. The next statement is 12 is an element of C. Looking at set C, notice how 12 is in set C, and therefore 12 is an element of C is true. And now let's define a subset as well as a proper subset. A subset of A is another set that contains only elements from set A. A subset can contain all elements of A. So if B is a subset of A, then all of the elements of B are in set A, and they could actually be identical sets, and we write this notation here, which reads B is a subset of A. To help us remember this notation, we can think of this as the less than or equal to inequality symbol. A proper subset is a subset that is not identical to the original set that contains fewer elements. So if B is a proper subset of A, we write this notation here, which again reads B is a proper subset of A, which means B is a subset of A, but the two sets cannot be identical or coincide. So looking at the next three statements, we read this first statement as B is a proper subset of A. To see if this is true or false, we need to see if all the elements of B are in set A and the two sets cannot be the same. Notice set B contains the element 1, and so does set A. Set B contains the element 5, and so does set A. Set B contains the element 7, and so does set A. Set B contains the element 9, and so does set A. Set B contains the element 11, but notice how 11 is not an element in set A, which means B is not a proper subset of A, and therefore this first statement is false. In order for it to be true, all the elements in set B would have to be in set A. Next we have C is a proper subset of A. So looking at set C, notice set C contains the element 10, and so does set A. Set C contains the element 12, and so does set A. So because all the elements of C are in set A, and the two sets are not identical, C is a proper subset of A is true. For the last statement, we have C is a proper subset of B. Looking at set C, notice how C contains the element 10, and 10 is not in set B, and therefore C is a proper subset of B is false. I hope you found this helpful.